Um, looks like some people have some confusion. Can you let me just check my audio setting first. I think my audio setting. So you guys can hear me.
Yes.
You guys can hear me fine, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And
Yes.
all right, good. And I don't know why my video is well. Okay, see, I don't know. Hmm. All righty. Actually, I'm in campus now because I have another class right after this one that's actually in person. So I mean, inevitably I have to be in campus. So and so this is not my normal computer setting. I mean, I've been away from my office for almost 2 years. So my desktop in the office is not working as I expected. So uh, I'll have to make some adjustments, as necessary. Let's see. But you should be able to. Okay. So let me first share my screen. Uh, At least you should be able to see my profile picture, but this is my office computer. So let me. I'll just have to follow up with that later on as I go along. Uh, yeah. So you can see I'm sure you can see my desktop now, right? This is what you can see on your screen. And then, so let me take you to, so you must have, first you got like, I'm turning into student view. So far, you got like 5 emails so far, right? The first one was, basically the introductory greetings from me about, an introduction about this class. Yeah, you're supposed to study the main lecture videos, and then in the collaborate session, what we do is the review and reflection of um, the lecture videos. The lecture videos are already released, right? About 3 days ahead. So for you have actually, you have like, these many videos. Actually, for today, it is ROI Part 1 and Part 2, Part 3 through Part 6. So these are for Thursday, right? These are for Thursday. So they are already released. Part 3 through Part 6 have already been released. And then and course information that basically has the information about syllabus is there, right? Syllabus. And if you click on the syllabus, and usually this PDF file can be downloaded. It's just that it's just opening there, and in the PDF file you have the direct purchase link. Yeah, it works. Now, at least this one works, so that's good. And then this is also basically the protocol. So every day, in every class, as you log into the Blackboard, the first thing you will need to do is to go to the discussion board, and each day a new forum will open up exactly at the scheduled class time. And, it will open up. So, and good. Everyone has already, great. Everyone has done exactly as instructed. So, well, everyone is on. Everyone is on track. This is good. This is very encouraging. Now I see. So normally you will. So I have like 11 people. Today's lecture. Actually, this was. You know already, because the videos are released like 3 days ahead, 3 days in advance. So you know already. This is what we are going to discuss today. That's what it is. And I see 11 people, 12 people currently. So those numbers must match with the numbers. So I see 13 people, right? So if you are not on the discussion board, please do that now, because the discussion board is your physical proof of attendance, right? Physical proof of attendance. And for each attendance, you get 0.167 point. And during the discussion, during the collaborate session, if you answer my questions, with a great answer, you get 2 points. If you give me a good answer, you get 1 point. Average answer, 0.5. That way you rack up your participation points. So, that also brings us back to the. Let's get back to the course information, and let's get back to our syllabus. And okay, this syllabus doesn't say much about it. So here, but at least it says the syllabus has the. Okay, this is the exam policy. You will have 2 quizzes, right? It's not. Sometimes I use the homeworks, but it's basically a quiz. 2 quiz, which count for 20% towards your semester grade. So that's 40%, and midterm and final. And the midterm and final are 25% each. So they add up to 90%. So then that means, remaining 10% will be from your attendance and participation. But as I said, participation points don't have any limits, right? So think about it. They will all add up to 100%. But since attendance does, this is attendance and participation actually. Since participation doesn't have any limit, even if you hold on, give me a second. This is my office form. Hello.
Hello, Professor.
Yeah. Hi. Right. We are currently meeting online at. Give me a second. Let me put you on a. I don't know if it's gonna turn into. Okay. Look. Did you go to Blackboard? Yeah. And then if you click on in the Blackboard, in the left-hand side panel, you will see collaborate. Yeah, discussion on top of the Collaborate. There's a discussion board. If you click on the discussion board, but you can click the Collaborate now and join the live discussion. Actually, your classmates are hearing you. Okay. Oh, yeah. At the moment. Yes, yes. And there's only one session you can see today. There's only one session you can see. Okay. The other ones, the future ones cannot open. They cannot open. The future ones are only scheduled and they won't open yet. Only today's session will open. Okay. Okay, good. And then I will meet you there. Okay? I will meet you there. All righty. All righty. So where was I? So as I said, depending on how you do in the discussion, right, during the Collaborate session, you can rack up, even infinite points. I mean, of course, that's theoretically so, but generally, on average, not on average, in the best case scenario, in the best case, some people even rack up like 30 points from participation and attendance and participation. I mean, attendance maximum is 5, but last semester, one particular student in finance 100. I mean, there are other students in finance 230, 300, but in case of 100, one particular student, the best case scenario, the best case was like he or she racked up like almost 25, 30 points in participation points. That means she gave me at least like 10 great answers. So then and that student even did well in the exams. But think about it. If you messed up one of the exams, right? Suppose you got 0 in one of the quiz, right? That 20% is completely compensated, right? If you messed up completely that 20%, so you got 0 in one of the quiz, that is more than compensated by the participation points. But anyway, one more thing, the quiz, it's not a pop-up quiz. It's actually a full-blown, fully developed exam. It's just called quiz because I just call it quiz because it carries less weight than the midterm and final. Okay, so but that's basically what the exam policy will be like. And then, so let's see. So Tia, are you there? You are the one who called a while ago, right? Kelly, go ahead. You have a question, Kelly? Okay, Tia.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. All right. So I have
Who is this? Who is
This is
this?
Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So I know you provide the course materials that we need, like the videos and such, before the classes, but I was looking, I couldn't find it. How do we know which videos and lectures we're supposed to look at before class? Like, are you just gonna tell us?
Look, so if you go into the course materials, right,
Yeah.
there's only one topic that is visible now. Other topics are all already scheduled, but they are not visible to you. They will open up at the scheduled date. So here, all of this, currently, as I said, today's videos are actually part 1 and 2. But these 3, 4, 5, 6 are already visible to you because they are for Thursday.
Okay, so do we just
Right?
go through the whole topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to study. You have to study them to be prepared for the discussion on
Okay.
this, scheduled date. Okay, and these are uh, you
The
need to
two of those
download these
files I can't
files.
download. I downloaded the rate of interest, but house value and the next one
This
I
one, this is Excel file. It will be, if you click on it, it will directly download it to you, to your computer, right?
uh,
This one is
yeah.
PDF file. When you click on it, the PDF files will open up like this, but you can also download it,
The
right?
Excel file I couldn't open. Like it would download, but I couldn't open it in Excel when I tried.
Why not?
I'm not sure.
No, probably. Does your computer have Excel?
Yep.
Then it should open.
Hmm. Okay, I'll try to
It
figure it
should,
out.
it should open. If you have, as long as you have Microsoft Office, it should open.
Okay.
Now, and Tia, are you there, Tia? Tia Maria, you and you just called in a while ago. Is that right,
I did,
everyone? Okay, good.
yes.
So Tia, one more thing. Now you're there. Now that you're there, now I see 16 people, and if you haven't yet uh, signed into the
Yes, I
discussion
did. I
board,
did
right?
that already.
This is,
Yes.
you did. Good. All righty then. Good. And I see in the discussion board, I see 17 people. So the numbers match. I mean, actually, I have 16 people here. So one person in the discussion board hasn't joined or hasn't joined the Collaborate yet. But anyway, so hopefully that person would join the Collaborate as well. So if you have already studied my lecture material already, right, then let me open that file. I had it there. Okay. Let me open. Where is? Okay, whiteboard. Okay, I need a whiteboard. Oh God, I need the stylus. I don't have any stylus. That's the probably. Come on. Why? For full whiteboard? You're crazy. Oh, so I'm gonna have to. I'll have to enter. Okay. I'll have to. I'll have to stop sharing just a while. Just a while. Okay, while I sign in. That's because it's asking me to sign in. I didn't know. Oh, what? Oh no. Oh, what's the? What's my password? Oh. Uh, okay, maybe I can't use whiteboard now, but then come on, it keeps. Hmm. All right. I'm gonna having problem with. All right. So I'm having a little issue with my whiteboard right now. So instead, I'm gonna have to use something else, I guess. Oh, hi. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay. All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
My computer crashed. My computer crashed out of blue. So and then it restarted. So you lost me for a while, and you must have been wondering what's going on. But oh, this. Uh, as I said, I've been away from my office, for almost 2 years. So, and in the meantime, it looks like it's the same old computer, but they seem to have, upgraded, like updated, things, updated softwares and things like that. So it's really a lot of things are new. In a way, a lot of things are new. Uh, so some system, there must be some, systems adjustment that's required. All right, so you are seeing my screen again, and I heard a lot of dings in the meantime. I think there was some uh, chat messages in the chat box, and I since the computer restarted, I lost everything. There's no. Um, where was I? So I couldn't use the whiteboard. So let me try something else. Let's see, OneNote, and I hope this is. Handwriting. Where is it? Handwriting. No, it doesn't allow handwriting.
I think you have to go to the draw tab at the top.
Yeah, right. Draw. There you go. Thank you. All right. So, and where do I go? Okay, I can do that now. But does it allow me? Oh, yeah. Okay. So you have probably, what is this? Maybe something that I had before. So let me open a new. Let me open a new one, or just. Okay. Ignore that part. Okay, just. All righty. So if you have, as I said, if you have already watched the two videos that were released 3 days ago, um, the most important concept in finance is return on investment, right? Which is, in in other name, it's called rate of return. But rate of return is really a generic concept. Now, uh, so then, what is return on investment, or which is generally called rate of return? Uh, Basically, I explained that as, oh, what happened? Okay, I explained it as capital gains plus sum of all the cash flows over initial investment. Okay, and also that is called in the slide. I also called it holding period return. Why this return on investment is clearly the return on the investment that you are holding during a particular period, right? That holding period can be 1 day or even 5 minutes, um, or even 30 years, right? The holding period can um, vary. I mean, holding period can um, be a wide range of time frame. But let's say in that particular example I used, which is uh, I used house value. Um, uh, that would be, I believe, starting from part 3. But basically, holding period return is must have beginning time, right? In other words, time zero, right? Initial time, the starting time, and it goes until time t, uppercase t, which is called terminal time or maturity, right? Now, uppercase T is the only notation that is in uppercase, because it means the terminal time. Terminal time is maturity, of course. So, for example, if 2000, suppose you bought a stock in 2001, and if you're holding it if you held it for 10 years, that's going to be 2010. And think about it. If you began holding it at the beginning of 2001 all the way to the end of 2010, right? This is the end. This is the beginning. It's exactly 10 years, right? And that's time zero, right? That 2001, beginning of 2001 is time zero. And end of 2010 is the maturity or terminal time. Now, if we bought this stock at the end of 2001, that is not time zero, that is time one. This will be time one. Okay, this will be time one. And time one, between 2001 and 2010, between end of 2001 and end of 2010, it will be 9 years only then, right? But our assumption is that you are holding it from time zero, which is the beginning of 2001, and that's also the same thing as end of year 2000, right? Does that make sense? Think about it. Beginning of 2001 is the same thing as end of year 2000, because think about it. December 31st, right? 11:59, and the clock is ticking, right? 60 seconds later. So December 31st, midnight is the end of 2000, the year 2000, but it's also the beginning of year 2001, right? Makes sense? End of today, midnight today, is also 0 hour tomorrow, right? So when we think about it, we can put this on a timeline, right? So this is time zero, right? And end of our timeline, end of 2010, right? And this is beginning of 2010. Beginning of 2010 is also the same thing as end of 2009, right? So that's the same idea. So beginning of 2001 is also the same thing as end of, okay, it's the same thing as the end of 2000. Make sense? When 2000 ends, 2001 begins, right? Okay. So during this holding period, right? So remember, this holding period is 10 years. And during this holding period, when you bought the stock at the beginning of 2001, okay? And let's call that price at time zero, right? And then you held it for 10 years and you sold it at price 10, that these subscripts, right? Okay, these subscripts, all right, and these are called time subscripts, right? They are just time markers, right? They are not numerical value. They are just time markers. So when you sold it in year 10, that's why it's P sub 10, right? Price in year 10, at the end of year 10. And we just assume that you sold it at the end of year 10, right? That's very, just to make it, convenient, so that the holding period will be 10 years in integer. So what happened during those 10 years? Of course, the price of your stock must have changed, right? From what? From what to what? From price at time 0, right? P0 to P10, right? And that it could be this change. I'll use. Think about it. This change can be either positive or negative, right? The change can be either positive or negative. And if it is positive, right? Of course, that's why we want to do this, right? We want it to be positive. But it can be negative as well. If it is positive, it's called capital gains. Of course, if it is negative, it's called capital loss, right? But the capital loss is the same thing as negative capital gain, right? In other words, how do I okay, good. That needs to be gone. So so capital gains can be either positive or negative, right? And hopefully, let's hope it is positive. And you've been holding this stock for 10 years. And during those 10 years, what do you think has happened? I mean, if this, let me erase this a little. I need some space here. As long as the stock has been paying dividends, I mean, stocks generally pay dividends, not always. Not all the stocks pay dividends, right? Not all the stocks pay dividends, but most of them do. It depends on company's dividend policy, and whether it also depends whether the company is a growth firm or a mature firm. If the company is a growth firm, they generally don't pay dividends. But let's say they pay dividends. I mean, over 10 years, if they have been paying dividends, and they pay, quarterly. If they pay dividends, they pay quarterly. So there would have been 40, over 10 years, 40, dividends. But let's just to simplify. Let's just for simplicity, let's assume the dividends are annual, and at least there must have been 10 dividends. So those instead of writing dividends, think about it. Instead of writing dividends. How do I move this? So if there were 10 dividends, basically you think you would write, oh, so then dividend in year 1, dividend in year 2, dividend in year 3, all the way to plus dividend in year 10, right? Now, you can write it if we have only like, 3, 4. You can write it this way if we have only 3 to 4 dividends, right? But that would be too tedious. I mean, if you have like 10 dividends, it's going to be too devious. It will be too tedious, right, to write. So what do? Instead, we will just write it like sum, right? The Greek character sigma stands for summation. It's a summation sign. Sum, summing all the dividends at time t, where t runs from 1 through 10. My handwriting, okay? It's not easy to write. Okay, this way, what time is it? This way, I can represent it very compactly, right? So this represents, it sums up everything like this. It sums up all those dividend 1 through dividend 10. If t is 1, it's going to be dividend 1. If t is 2, dividend 2. And t3, dividend 3. And, you're summing up all of them. So it fits exactly then the earlier model that I used. I erased the denominator part because I need that space. Let's see if I don't use draw. Okay. If I don't use draw, but so it's still draw. How do I undo draw? Anyway, so the bottom part here, right? This is the initial investment, isn't that right? This is the initial investment, right? You had to pay, price at time 0, and over 10 years, the price has changed. It could have been appreciated, or it could have depreciated. It could have, fluctuated a lot during those 10 years. But those 10 years are the holding period, right? And therefore, the result, the change during this time, holding period, is called, capital gains, right? And then it could be positive or negative. Well, if it is negative, of course, your holding period return is horrible. It will be horrible. I mean, just like last week, the whole week last week, the market really plummeted, almost 15%. Nasdaq fell almost 15%. On average, Dow Jones and S&P 500 fell like 10% at least. But it rebounded since yesterday. But if you bought, let's say, if your time 0 was like Monday last week, and if your time terminal time was Friday last week, right? You would have had just a completely negative return, negative holding period return, right? Of course, there was no dividend because it was just 1 week. But this is basically the way the model to represent the holding period return. Okay, so our time is almost up. Every day after, by the end of the day, uh, the recording of the live session will be also posted. So if you haven't, if you want to watch this again, just wait until the end of the day. Oops, I'm gonna have to. Any questions so far? Any questions? Any questions? Are you guys all there?
Yes,
Okay.
Professor,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
here.
here.
No questions.
All right, great. I thought, some people just, fell asleep, or some people just, bailed out, just. All right, no questions. Then it's good. So
Professor?
Monday, Monday. Let me finish. Monday we have 1 hour, 50-minute session. Thursday we have a 2 hour session, right? Which is actually 1 hour 40 minutes. So if you have no questions, I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great afternoon. And someone had a question, right? Someone had a question?
Yes, Professor, I wanted to ask if we had homework today.
No. There's no homework just yet. Okay? No homework just yet. If there's a homework, it will be in the announcements. Okay?
Oh, so we just have to just watch the video and study the notes that you gave us?
Study. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Enjoy the rest of the day. Okay. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank
Have
you,
a
I will
good
see
day.
you
Professor.
guys. All
You do
right.
the
Thank
same.
you. See you on Thursday. Okay. I'll
Thank you.
stop sharing. I'll
Thank you.
stop recording. All right. Take care, everyone. All right. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Professor.
All right. You're welcome, Alicia. All right. I will stop recording and